Hello, everyone. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
We hope you're also doing good,
Okay.
and we are happy to be here today.
Thank you so much. Miguda, how are you doing?
Oh, so far I'm doing great, my friend. How do you do?
We are holding on there. Would you say we are hanging on there? That is okay. Thank you so much, everyone. And let me take this opportunity to welcome our viewers from Kenya or from wherever they are watching us from. And it's another day, another Monday that we are here just to put in our thoughts of what is happening in our beloved country. And very well that the Gen Z decided that there's no dialogue, and I don't think any took place today, because today was the day that dialogue was supposed to start at the Bomas of Kenya. I've not gotten any news or any briefings to tell me or showing indication of that dialogue was there. Then secondly, we also have the retrieval of the bodies that took place over the weekend and still going on. So we will just want to weigh our thoughts on that. We also have the Prime Minister, actually, Raila Amolo Odinga, visited the scene of crime, I would call it so, yesterday, and he made some remark that no dialogue. So we want to start from there. Marco Bura, what do you make of the entire thing at the dump site, especially when we want to talk about the safety equipments? Because when you look at the place, when the DCI, the police officers came, they did not take the site as a crime scene. The Kenyan people went on with their work as they were supposed to do, and the DCI did not come with any equipment in terms of that anybody can use, protective equipment that anybody can use to go down there to search and retrieve the body. What do you take of that?
First, I want to take this humble opportunity to send my condolences to the families who are affected, to the young girls and women who are murdered by, I don't know how to call them, but it's so unfortunate that in Kenya, life of citizens of the Republic of Kenya can just be ended in that manner. And again, it's so unfortunate and painful that after these people were murdered, they were then packed in sacks and packed like in a way that is not really befitting the dignity of human beings. So it's so unfortunate that in this in this time of existence, we can still see such kind of things. We hope and pray that the people in leadership would find a way of handling keenly all those all those who are involved in the killings. Those who did that should be brought to book, and they should actually act as an example that such kind of things are not supposed to be tolerated in the Republic of Kenya. The way it was handled, I don't know. It is not fair that the president, let me say the government had, I'm quite sure that there's always briefings and the governments have some intelligence on how to get to know when such kind of things are happening. It's so unfortunate that so many lives were lost, and the people who are responsible for the people who are responsible by ensuring that such kind of things should not happen, they never really did what was right. So we ended up losing so many people. We are yet to know the full story, but from where we see it as the citizen of Kenya, it's unfortunate because we have a right to exist, we have a right to life, and such kind of things are not, we shouldn't be experiencing such kind of things in the Republic of Kenya. So unfortunate.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. What do you say about the whole event and knowing very well that right now the DCI also today had a presser? They said the suspect is in custody. He's this 33-year-old, and his name is Joma Isi Kalisia. So, what is your take?
First, Brother Benson, I would like to begin with the issue of dialogue. I think there was not going to be dialogue between Gen Zs, Ruto, or Odinga, because the statement by Mr. Odinga that there was going to be dialogue was simply made so that it can give life to President Ruto, political life, because since these demonstrations begin, Mr. Ruto has never come out of State House or maybe Nairobi. The farthest he has traveled to was in Narok County. So since Mr. Odinga made that statement, we have seen that Ruto has moved to Saturday, he was in Elgeyo Marakwet. On Sunday, he was in Nyandarua County. Today, he was in Nakuru County. So you see, people were made to believe that there was going to be dialogue, which was supposed to begin today on Monday. It is Ruto who set a trap to Raila Odinga, and Raila fell on that trap. Ruto has just made a political move. Now he's having some strength, you see. Raila is still perplexing. And the people who also supported dialogue between Ruto and Raila, from Raila's camp, the ODM, people like SG Sifuna, people like Chairman John Mbadi. Now people are telling them, what are you going to tell your people? Because you say, Baba say right, right, left, left. Now Baba has said that there's no dialogue. So what are you going to tell your supporters again? So these are the people we call leaders. We don't want leaders who follow people like cows, because you are not helping them. You should advise the people who are leading you, they are wrong. Having said that, the crime scene at the quarry, whereby the DCI detectives have just pronounced themselves that they have arrested the suspect, I tend to disagree with them. Why am I saying so?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that a 33-year-old person was so much plotted to an extent that he was killing people or female bodies, then he was wrapping them in the same sack, similar sack. And also he was cutting the parts of the body, the legs, the hands, next to a police station. And you see what these people have done. They have transferred the police who were there, and now they are apprehending the alleged suspect. I do not believe in the DCI stories. So they could have allowed the investigation to go on, so we could have known the cause of the problem. But what Marco Bura has not mentioned to you, after the DCI left the scene, there were some bodies which were left there. Those bodies were burnt at night. So why were they burning those bodies? Is it that they were trying to clear some evidence? So the root of the cause of these people have not been identified. And let me ask you, they are saying that it was someone who was a serial killer. But why is it that one of the deceased, they found the flags of Kenya in the mouth? And those flags of Kenya, those are the things which were using to demonstrate, the placards, the flags of Kenya. So this thing might have happened recently. It's not unlike what they are saying. So the issue is still with the DCI, because the bodies which remain were burned because people were already identifying their people. A lady came there and identified, okay, this was my sister. So they wanted not more people, but identify their people. So they decided to burn the body instead of taking the body to the city mortuary for identification and for the autopsy.
Okay, thank you so much. And maybe I don't know whether if somebody is out there could tell, even one of the things that also makes me not to join the dots is, that was a crime scene. There should be a help desk where anybody who have lost the family could have come to the help desk, and or not a help desk, but what we call a report desk, where you could come and report, okay, we lost our relative on such a date, so maybe this could be the place, and or even like some other police stations whereby the members of the public might have gone there. But it's something still under investigation. We are here to watch, and hopefully the people of Kenya who have lost their loved ones in such a very brutal manner, we hope that they are going to get justice. So, gentlemen, our main discussion is about the government of national unity, and this is something. This is an issue that is being flouted out there, that we are going to have government of national unity, or an inclusive government that bring up people from all walks of life. And Makobura, what is your take on it?
Sorry, come again, kindly.
I'm asking you about your take on the government of national unity, because there's this words on the street that we can have a government of national unity. This will include all the political players, will include opposition political parties. And if even you listen to what Oburu Oginga said, it is, we are there, they are ready to dialogue. It point a finger at, now we are going for that kind of government of national unity. What is your take on it?
I think as things currently stand,
Yeah.
the issue of dialogue is being the people who are really talking or trying to bring it up at the political class. But the problem that the people of Kenya finding, the reason why the people of Kenya finding it tough to accept or to agree to the dialogue is the fact that as a country we've been having so many dialogues, but after the dialogues, the people have never seen any serious issue tackled within those dialogues. So what we've been seeing as a people is dialogues are used by political class to so that they can try to rebrand, so that they can try to make to come close to power, so that they can start doing deals with the ruling government. That is, suppose if some of them are within opposition, that is what we've seen. And clear examples are those that we've seen as from 2013, 2018, 2022. We've seen a situation where people get hungry, they then start fighting or trying to advocate for justice for young people who have been killed, demonstrating or trying to remind the people in leadership that they have a role to play. But then after their death, whenever people try to fight so that justice prevails, you find that the people always go seeking for this dialogue at the political class. And whenever they seek for this political class, they only negotiate issues or positions which benefits them. But the normal wananchi, the normal Kenyans, no, we've not seen any dialogue that is helpful to the people, and that is why so many people are against the dialogue. And the people of Kenya are still insisting that the only way to solve the issues, or the only way that this government in power is going to listen or understand them, is only if they demonstrate, only if they air their problems in the streets and everywhere in the Republic of Kenya.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura. And I just want to bring a little bit of history about the dialogue. Remember the BBI, when BBI came, the BBI was one of those dialogue that so many people did not endorse it. So many Kenyans did not endorse it. It was endorsed by few, or a smaller percentage, and the BBI was pushed on the throat of people until it went to court, and the court made a ruling. Actually, it was taken to High Court, and the High Court made a ruling. The same also happened with the NADCO report. So many people were not of the NADCO report because the issues that the NADCO report were addressing, especially before we came to NADCO report, people were talking about high cost of living. That was the major reason why people went on the street. But when the report was finalized, the outcome did not go well with the people because it only created positions for the leaders. So why is it that every time that there's a dialogue, where are the citizens? The citizens usually are not participating. Like the leaders will decide, okay, we are going to have a dialogue, and they come up with things that they want to dialogue over, but don't consult the people. So what is going to be quite much different about the one that they are having and looking into the prospect of Kenya having government of national unity? That is one. Then if you look at, secondly, maybe you will answer me too, when you look at the protests that were happening, the protests were for accountability. That was the reason why everybody were protesting. They were asking for accountability, yeah, good governance, and good, in other words, good leadership, yeah. So why now, instead of focusing on the reason why people went on the street, especially those, and now they want to dialogue. They want to dialogue about what? Maybe, Migoda, what can you say?
I would like to deviate from dialogue and focus on the government of national unity,
Mm-hmm.
because your contribution and Mark Obura is wide on dialogue. Now, Brother Benson, I believe that, not I believe, it is factually the constitution that the president is a symbol of national unity.
Yes.
Him being the president at the head of the state, he is the symbol of national unity. So by the time we elected him, by the time Kenyans elected him, we were very clear that he understands the role and the function of the presidency.
Yes.
So he ought to have appointed cabinet secretaries that have that face of Kenya. That, because Kenya, we are more than 43 tribes, and you find that out of 22 cabinet secretaries, 9 are from one community. So the president has failed as head of state to demonstrate that he is the symbol of national unity. You find President friends have profiled Deputy President Gachagua as tribal leader at Mutu wa Mrema. But they are forgetting that in his appointment, even in the parastatals, there are many Kalenjins than other Kenyans.
Mm-hmm.
So this issue of government of national unity, and they want to break the deal with the opposition, it is not government of national unity. It's government of national dealers, the political dealers. They want to make deal so that they can bring in ODM or Azimio, maybe. So Mr. President should just be very firm, because he's sworn in to protect, uphold, and defend the Constitution. Let him appoint cabinet secretaries which are reflecting the face of Kenya. Maybe, if not, you can't appoint for 3 tribes, but even in the PS or in the appointment of the parastatals, at least there should be that scene of face of Kenya. For example, let me talk about the major tribes in Kenya, maybe 3 of them. You find that in his cabinet, out of 22 people, there was only one Luo, or Elido Walo. So even if Luos did not vote for him, but Luos have contributed a lot for this country. So the reason why I try to deviate myself from the dialogue, because even when Raila get dialogue with Mwai Kibaki in the 2007, 2008, the people who are appointed in those positions, for example, look at Uhuru Kenyatta on the PNU side. He was the vice prime minister, at the same time, minister for finance by then. So one person occupying two positions. And Raila appointed his brother Oburu Odinga as the assistant minister for finance. Right now, Oburu Odinga, Orengo, and Nyong'o, they are calling for dialogue. They are the beneficiary of the coalition government. They want to be the beneficiary again for this dialogue. So it is 10 years. It is 10 years since we do those things. The president should just sit down and appoint the cabinet secretary that reflects the face of Kenya, that there is an inclusivity and diversity, so that we can implement our constitution going forward.
Okay, thank you so much. Talking about inclusivity, and I think you might have come across what the brother of Raila, senator for Siaya, or Oburu, was saying about inclusivity, and he was talking as is feel that he's excluded from the government. So my question to you, gentlemen, what is inclusivity? Because if you look, he's a senator, and in the government we have three arms of government, including the fourth arm, that is the independent constitutional offices. You know, he's in the legislative arm of the government. So what kind of inclusivity he might be talking about? If it is maybe Marco Bura.
Yes, to answer your question first on the issue of dialogue, I think my understanding of what dialogue is especially when we are talking about conflict resolution, I think dialogue is an effective tool for addressing conflicts in an unconfrontational format, which encourages empathetic expressing and shared learning. In other versions, it says that dialogue in conflict resolution is a process of communication where participants engage in active listening, reflection, and open-minded questioning to seek shared understanding and find solutions. It is a crucial tool for peaceful building and reconciliation, as it helps conflicting parties move beyond their differences to identify common grounds and potentially resolve their issues. Personally, I don't see the need of dialogue first, from what I've read and from my understanding. Uh, Remember, this thing is what my version of it is saying: an effective tool for addressing conflicts in a non-confrontational format. The people of Kenya have had so many issues, among which has been poor leadership, the incompetency within the leadership that we've always had, a high level of corruptions, of which these are things that we've been fighting, or we've been highlighting, or we've been pinpointing each and every year. But the problem you're seeing is that no one is really addressing these issues. Recently, in 2022, we had a problem with the IEBC. The people of Kenya had a problem with the IEBC. And so many people felt that the way the election was carried out wasn't really legal, wasn't really legally according to what the Constitution says. And that is the reason why we had a disputed election. So, and this is not the first time you're having a disputed election. We've had one in 2013, in 2017, even the Supreme Court even nullified the whole election. So this tells you that why is it that we keep on lamenting and crying each and every year, saying that this docket or this commission, it's not really doing what the people expect. We've cried not once. So many people have died, especially in the quest of trying to ask for justice. within not just IEBC, but in so many departments, or especially here in Kenya. We've seen a situation where so many members of parliament are getting into corrupt dealings, not just members of parliament, even the deputy president was sometimes back accused of so many, he was even accused of corrupt dealings. But the question is, we've highlighted this, we've called for this every now and then. They know what the people of Kenya are suffering from. What is the problem with the youth, so the people of Kenya, if then they start going to the street, just telling them that we told you that we did not want this. We told you that elections have not been done the right way. People have been dying every now and then when you're doing elections, but you're not resolving this. That is the reason why the people of Kenya do not want to go for a dialogue with the government, because the government knows very well the issues which are affecting the people of Kenya. So, in short, the people are saying that there is no need of going to a dialogue, because if truly dialogue was going to bring good fruits, or going to bring a level ground where people would then exchange word and then come up with a solution, truly then 2020, 2007, 2008, currently we would not be having any problem if truly dialogue was the only way. In 2017, if truly dialogue was the only way, we will not be having issues with the IBC, we will not be having issues with corrupt leaders. If truly we had everything in order in 2002, not even one person would have died trying to say no to the IEBC and the rest. Meaning, the issues that we've been fronting as the people of Kenya, the government knows what is just lacking is action. And that is why the people are saying, we don't want dialogue, we want actions, because already they know, and all those things which the people want, they have been taken to them. It's them who are not acting.
Okay, thank you very much, Makobura. Now let's get off the dialogue and come to the government of national unity that is here. In your own, as Makobura, who has been in Kenya together with the Miguda, all of us, we've been in this country, and now we are asking ourselves that there are so many things that we've raised, yeah, coming from the first of all the governance, not only in national government, even in our counties. That's sometimes where we forget. Even in our counties, we are not doing so well. We are doing poorly at the counties. That is one. Accountability, we are doing both in the national government and in the county government. Transparency, corruption, all that. Now we are here whereby now we are seeing, now we want to form government of national unity. My question to you is, do you think the national government of national unity is going to solve the issues that we have if they are the same people who is going to form this government? We are going to see recycling of leaders, because I don't think they're going to point the leaders that we don't know. They're going to bring the leaders that have been in the government before, or leaders that have served before. Do you think this is going to cure the problems that we keep on having as Kenyans? Is it going to cure corruption? So maybe your take.
Brother Benson, I would like to ride on Samuel Makoure point. Samuel Makoure is one of the demonstrators.
Yeah.
And he appeared on Citizen TV.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put as it is my point. I'm a scholar, I don't plagiarize. So yeah. Makoure stated that this is pro-government protest. It is not anti-government protest.
Yeah.
So the people who are calling for national unity are the government, and the people who are concentrating on the dialogue are the opposition. So the fact that it's a pro-government protest, let me put it that national unity government, I do not see that it can be solution in this scenario, because as you know, the problem that we are focused on is corruption. If you can deal with the corruption, tribalism, nepotism, and even we can sort most of our problems, particularly corruption.
Yeah.
But you know, the head of state, Mr. Ruto, let's not forget, during the time he was serving as Ouru deputy president, there was the issue of Eurobond. There were mega scandals. Even when he was serving in the coalition government, he was sacked by Raila Odinga as a minister for agriculture. There was a major scandal in this country. So if you can deal with this thing called corruption, I think we can get it right as a nation. Because I told you earlier that we are not interested in forming government, we are not interested in coming to be either opposition. So the opposition people should relax, and Ruto also should relax, and let him deal with this issue of called corruption and this issue of called tribalism, so that we can have a better. You know, when once we deal with corruption, these demonstrations will no longer be. But this issue of national inclusivity, national unity, face of Kenya, but the leader is still corrupt. The person appointing this person is corrupt. Then we are not going to get it right. We will still have more mandamanos even after 2027 elections.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura. I want also to let me. You're going to contribute there as you answer this my question. You know, let's say that we have a government of national unity that includes, together with the members of ODM, because I see Jeremiah Kioni is not for it, Eugene Wamalwa is not for it, Martha Karua not for it 100%. Now, the only people that have a soft spot towards joining that government is ODM. And you know, on how in our history, in terms of the democracy of parliament, the parliament we have today, this is the worst parliament in the history of parliamentary or the parliament democracy. So take a situation whereby we have the ODM members joining hands with Kenya Kwanza, you know, and you know also that that is an extended arm of executive, where the executive will always control that if they combined hands with the Right Honorable Prime Minister, do you think we are going to have a legislature?
You know what, my brother? A government of that is inclusive, that is not the issue that is affecting the people of Kenya. Let's say today Kenya has more than 43 tribes. Let's say if, for example, among the 22 CS that Ruto is supposed to appoint, if he appoints them from, let's say, 22 tribes, and then the PSS, he also picks from the remaining 22 or 23 tribes, this is not going to solve the problem that we have in the Republic of Kenya. This technology where, let's assume that you're in a bus full of 43, let's say a bus full of 43 passengers. If there's some numbers, if among these 43 passengers, some or 2 or 10 are drunk, and the driver is sober, still there's a possibility that this bus will get to its destination safely. But in a situation where the driver is not sober, is either drunk, there's a possibility that the bus may not. There is high possibility that the bus may not get to its destination. So the issue here is, the people of Kenya are saying all they need is a fresh blood leadership, a leadership that is not tainted, a leadership that has never been into this circle, so that, and a leadership that has not been tainted by the corrupt leaders and the rest. We cannot expect too much from Mr. President, because he's been in this platform for quite some time. And remember, from my understanding, Dr. William Samoei Ruto has never been, he's never worked anywhere apart from being within the government. So truly, if the president wanted to change, or if together with this with these close allies in the leadership space, if truly they wanted to change the Republic of Kenya, the issues of course they know, they've been there for quite some time. They know even more than we know. They know even how corruptions are played or done within the government. They know. If they truly want to end it, they can do it even within a day, because they have the knowledge of what really goes on or how it's done. They know. So let's not assume, let's not pretend, let's call a spade a spade.
So then that's the way I was asking you, because they know what they should, like, it is the same script that they usually do, is like a play that, this is, you are going to be the main characters. And if you read even like the playbook that we did in our high school, there was the main character, there was assisting character and all that. So these are their characters, because most of the time, I don't know whether you've realized that every time you see, they start calling themselves brothers. My brother William Ruto, my
Then
brother Uhuru
something is
Kenyatta,
cooking behind the scene. Yeah.
my brother Uhuru Kenyatta, my brother Raila Odinga, my brother Moses Wetangula, my brother Musalia Mudavadi. When they start calling themselves brother, there's something that is cooking, because immediately after election, there's not insults that they usually will hurl against each other, call them very, very funny names, and insult them. But the very moment they start to call themselves brothers, there's something that is happening. And my question to you was, we know that this is one of the dysfunctional legislature that we've had in the history of our country. This is one of the legislature that debating is not debating. Remember the parliament we had when Marende was the speaker. What kind of a house was it? Yeah, that was a house of you could even like sit down and watch TV to see on how the Kenyan leaders are debating. But this one was not. And now, if you look at the history that it has had, now we are having again government of national unity coming in. What is going to happen? Do you think they are going to do what they are required to do, really?
The members of parliament that we currently have in Kenya, they are being remote controlled. And as a people, we should not expect much from them. The main role of these members of parliament, they're supposed to be making laws which are governing the Republic of Kenya. If these people are being influenced by the executive to make laws which aligns with what the executive thinks, you can never expect anything from them. Remember, they're supposed to ensure that they put the government in the ruling government in check by always reminding them or making laws which can help the people of Kenya not either lose their resources or improve the lives of the people of Kenya. But in a situation where the executive makes the decision and then the parliament rubber stamps, even without debating, to see the advantages and the disadvantages of what has been brought before them, you can never expect anything good from them. And that is why we are saying the government should go. I mean, the ruling Mr. President should go on and dissolve the parliament, because the parliament we have in place is not functional. They do not even know their role. That is why the laws that they are making are laws which they just rubber stamp what the executive has brought before them. They don't really look at the interest of the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya are currently suffering. Most of them cannot even afford their daily bread or their daily meals, just because a few number of a good number of parliaments have gone into a few members of parliament have gone into, not a few, but majority of them have gone into bed with the executive, and this is bringing issues which are not really helping the people of Kenya.
Okay, thank you so much, and I want to come to you, Miguda, to answer me this question. When you look at the political scene, usually happens when these governments are formed. These governments are usually formed in a power centered on tribes, and that is true without denying. Look at the formation of Jubilee government. The Jubilee government was a power centered between the tribe of the Rift Valley and the tribe of Central Kenya. Yeah, that also happened again with the government we have today. The majority who has a say in the Kenya Kwanza government are those two, centered tribe among the two tribes. And if you look at the history, every time the government of national unity comes in, especially the opposition leader comes in, that power is being interfered with, and there is somebody who suffers the casualty. Yeah. For instance, when President Uhuru Kenyatta shook hands with Raila Odinga, the person who suffered most was the current president, William Ruto. Yeah. And what makes us think that if this government of national unity happens, one person is not going to be a casual here? Because it's something that has always been repeating itself. Once you bring that, there must be casualty. One person has to suffer, and from that, another political party will be formed, and that political party that will be formed will be blaming the current government. We saw on how President Ruto blamed the administration of Uhuru Kenyatta, whereby he was taking credit for the good thing that they did in government, but not taking credit or agreeing to be responsible for the loss that they had in that government. So who might be the casual here? Who will suffer the casualty here when the national government or national unity will happen?
First, I would like to disagree with your first contribution concerning the formations of political parties. We understand that the problem could be individuals, not the people or the formations. For instance, currently our Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, he speaks too much than listening. He's not listening. As a speaker, you should give people chance to debate and listen to what they are saying. But in the scenario, Speaker Wetangula is saying much more than the legislature. Because look at the Marende time. The debates were being held and people could speak out their minds. But when the leadership of Duale came, and when the handshake between Uhuru and Raila took place, there was replacement of leadership, and Amos Kimonya took from Duale. But legislations were still conducted in accordance with the provisions in the standing orders of the National Assembly. So me, I will just blame leadership. If you're a leader, just be principled and believe and understand your role as a leader. If you're a majority leader, you should understand your role. You should not be controlled by executive or an individual or a certain force. Just be principled and conduct yourself in accordance with the Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Other than leadership, add integrity, so that you could not have any issues. For example, look at the case of Okia Omtata. Okia Omtata has been defending people. So when the time there is an opportunity for Gen Zs to endorse their leader, they are likely to go for someone who has been principled. So as a leader, you should be a principled, and this applies to voters. Next time when you are voting for people, look for those leaders who are principled. Do not vote for those leaders who are being controlled or sycophants. The majority of them are in ODM, where they are sycophants. Don't elect sycophants. Elect those leaders who have integrity and the leaders who understand the role of leadership as being a servant. For example, Babu Owino sits in the cabinet, in the committee for budget, but in political rallies is opposing the Kenya Kwanza government. But in the reports, in the budget making process, there is no single dissent that he has dissented for that report. We don't want leaders like that. We want those leaders who are accountable and understand what they are doing. Even those people who sit in the finance committee, the ODM people, they were not dissenting reports. But when they came to parliament, in the floor of the parliament, they were opposing the finance bill. I vote no. We need to see your dissent report in the committee by the time we are sitting as a committee. So this one, I would like to blame voters that when you are going to vote, vote for those people who understand their role, understand the constitution, and understand that a leader is a servant to serve for the people.
Yes, I think from where I see it, William Ruto has the key to the success of this nation. from what you have seen the people demand for, he can either decide to change how he's going to run his government to ensure that he realigns with the demands of the people, or he also has an option of not listening to the people, doing or leading as per his understanding. But I think the best thing now he should do is he should listen to the people and try implement what the people have brought before him. Because if he doesn't, then there's a possibility that there's going to be consistency among the people when they are asking for this change and action in this government. Yeah, so apart from that, tomorrow we understand we're being told, we can see on social media that there's a possibility that there will be another demonstration. We're not so sure, but us is to wait and see. Maybe your take or what you think might happen tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow, from the organization of Gen Zs, I understand that there's a demonstration. Tomorrow there will be a demonstration. People will be occupying everywhere. So tomorrow, for those people who can go for demonstration, come out in large numbers, go and protest peacefully and unarmed. Do not carry anything. Just carry a flag, handkerchief, and be peaceful. If you identify a thug, deal with them circumponiously. But those who do not want to go for demonstration, just stay indoors and demonstrate on social media. You maintain the hashtag Ruto must go. And those people who are cowards also keep off. But those people who might be in the circumstances you can be found demonstration, don't try to provoke the police. Be disciplined, focus, and maintain. Don't try to be in front or try to be behind, because you're behind, the goons will meet you. In front, the police will meet you. Just be in the middle and kindly, peaceful, unarmed demonstration, because we are citizens, we are not armed. Thank you.
Very nice. Maybe your last comments or your last take, your last remarks to our viewers and to the people of Kenya.
My last remarks to the people of Kenya and our viewers is very simple. We are a constitutional democratic state. Let us make that we make a better Kenya for our people, our children, and for the posterity. Let us be good. Let us be tribeless. Let us love each other. Let us live in unity. Let peace be found within our plenty and our borders. And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching us. We will be consistent. We promise you more. And kindly, for those people who have not subscribed yet, subscribe to our channel. Asanteni sana.
Okay, maybe my last remarks is I want to remind the people of Kenya that we have a role to play, a role to ensure that we remind our leaders of what they should do. We have a role to ensure that our brothers and sisters are safe wherever they are. We have a role to remind those who are in leadership of their role and what they promised us. We have a role to ensure that we, the people of Kenya, we have an inclusive, peaceful country. We also have a role to always ensure that we are there for one another and we maintain peace and harmony. To our viewers, I am taking this opportunity to thank you so much for coming to be with us, and we will always try our best to bring you the right analysis that is consistent. And I'm taking this opportunity to thank Judith and those people who are watching. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you and have a good evening.